I didn't start out as a singer-songwriter. You and I were talking earlier about how I started out in New York. I went to New York to take Broadway by storm. I actually went to CMU for acting and music back in the those days. Wasn't the first days of the school, okay. But anyway, I went to New York to take Broadway by storm, and I was really lucky. I started off in a Broadway show, and then I did off-Broadway, and I did off-Broadway, and I did one show in the basement of a supermarket on the corner of 26th and 9th Avenue. Swear to God. May or may not have been rats involved. But I really was very lucky. At one point, I got hired to do the starring role in Cats, the musical. Now, you guys have seen that when it comes to, actually, I think years and years ago, I think it was in Pittsburgh, but, I mean, it's been around for so long, it's probably been in Pittsburgh 300 times. Yeah, it has. In any case, I sang, the song Memory, and so we knew we had to bring that to this show that's the stories and songs of our lives, our musical lives and our personal lives, and I just said, pretty much never going to sing that song again, so no. And we kind of had an agreement there, but it's interesting. I don't know if your daughter's told you any stories about auditions or any weird auditions or anything, but I almost didn't. What's her name? I didn't get her name again.
Lisa.
Lisa, okay. I know you told me maybe 4 times. I'm just so old. Anyway.
Not as old as I am.
Okay, thank you for that.
And neither one of you is.
I'm glad to be here, y'all. That's all I can say.
Yes, right.
But in any case, I went to the audition originally because my agent called me and said they're auditioning for 2 other cats called Demeter and Bombalurina. And if you do remember the show, they sang a song called McCavity. It's kind of a bluesy song, maybe in the second act. And so I went to that audition, and by some grace of God, I made it through the dance audition. And they asked me to stay and sing. I know. So I was like, I so have this. Now all I have to do is sing. So I had my little song picked out because 2 things about auditioning for sort of Broadway in New York, and it probably applies everywhere, but I don't know, in New York at least, you don't sing a song from the show unless they ask you to, because they don't want to hear that song 57 times. And 2, you don't sing the same song that somebody right before you sings. For example, I'm on stage, and at the Court Theater, standing in the wings, I'm literally on deck, I'm all excited, and I'm getting all adrenalized and ready to go, all my exercises, and I have my blues song ready to go, and the girl right before me sings my song. So I'm frantic. I now have like 8 bars to figure out what I'm going to sing.
The song you were going to sing.
The song I was going to sing. So I flipped through my book, because you always have sort of a number of things, and sometimes ask you to sing different things. And the only other thing I could find that was sort of pop Broadway, and at the time, that's what Andrew Lloyd Webber is. It's kind of pop Broadway instead of real, sort of old Broadway or something. Anyway, the only other thing I could find was a song from Baby called Our Story Goes On. I don't know if anybody's seen that show and remembers that song. That's a really beautiful score. And the song is big and anthemic with big notes, and I thought, I'm so not going to get this. And they asked me to come back the next day and sing for Grisabella, who sings Memory. So it's funny how sometimes something that looks like a complete disaster can turn into something that changes your whole life. I said to Casey early on, I don't want to do this song. I don't want to. Nobody wants to hear it. It's like 40 years old, and I don't want to do it. And he said, 1?
But we all kept telling you you'd have to do it.
Well, what'd you say? You said 1?
Yeah.
I think everyone wants to hear it. And 2, it doesn't matter if you don't want to sing it or not, because you kind of have to, because it's part of your story. So we did something different with it, and that's what you're going to hear tonight in this little house concert. days. The still cold smell of morning. The street lamp dies, another night is over. Another day is dawning. Daylight, I must wait for the sunrise. I must think of a new life. And I mustn't give in. When the dawn comes, tonight will be a memory too. And a new day will begin. So beautiful. Sunlight through the trees in summer. Endless masquerading. Just like a flower as the dawn is breaking. The memory is fading. Touching me, it's so easy to leave me all alone with the memory of my days in the sun. If you touch me, you'll understand what happiness is. Look, a new day begun. Thank you. Thank you.